And now, broadcasting from the Ginger and Baker studio in the heart of the Music District in Old Town Fort Collins, it's Live at Lunch here on KRFC 88.9 FM, Fort Collins. Streaming live worldwide on krfcfm.org. Today's guest has released a brand new album a few months ago. It's called Open Your Heart. I'm your host, Sean Lambourne, and today's musical guest is the Teresa Storch Band. Take it away.
There's nothing to be scared of. Nothing to be scared of.
Yeah. Why don't you play us another one? What was the name of that one?
That was called Time to Go.
Time to Go. What you got next?
We're going to do a song called Best of Both Worlds that I happened to write for my sweet husband here, who's next to me. Ooh, that guy. I'll read two real quick.
Yeah. This is Teresa Storch Band here on Live at Lunch. Support for Live at Lunch comes from Canvas Credit Union.
As the day rolls off my shoulders, my heart is calm, steady and strong, forgiving with love. Yesterday I panicked, I left me wondering, is this right? This is my fight, right to remind and tether my mind to here with you. I'm living the best of both worlds, freedom to go, stay here at home, the best of both worlds. I spent traveling out on my own. It was rare that I heard the sirens call of settling down. Somehow we found each other, how our lives fit together. Two artists at heart, and alchemy starts. When was I not ever here with you? I'm living the best of both worlds, freedom to go, stay here at home, the best of both worlds, here with you. Some days it feels like a burden I want to hide, ignoring my life. That's because I've forgotten all that came before I was here with you. Living the best of both worlds, where I can go, travel alone, stay with our family, here at home, here with you. I'm living the best of both worlds, where I can go, spend time alone, or hang with my best friend, here with you.
Teresa Storch Band, hanging out here at Live at Lunch, playing, that was the best of both worlds, and before that, Time to Go, right?
Correct, yes.
Awesome. And what I like to do now is just chat with everybody, see how everybody's feeling, all that kind of stuff. Introduce you to the world.
To the world.
First question. I'm going to go clockwise, and we'll end with Teresa. But we'll start with Peter with the hard-hitting question. How does it feel to sing that song to yourself?
That's an excellent question.
Or are you singing it to Teresa when you sing it?
The interesting part of that is when we recorded it, Chad and Teresa originally wrote the harmony and melody to it.
Mm-hmm.
So for a while there, it was Chad singing to my wife. And I realized that maybe I should
hop in on this one.
I love Chad too, though. We're a big family.
Peter came up to me and lumbered over me. He's like, we need to have a talk, Chad.
We have to talk.
I kid. But.
One head taller than you, and you're already tall. Peter Lasis is playing guitar here and singing some backups for Teresa Storch Band. Tell us about yourself. Here, I got another great question for you. This has kind of been going around social media, and it's a lot of fun. What was your first concert and your most recent concert?
First concert was a memorable one, and that was, well, I would hope most people's first concert would be.
Yeah.
But if you ever saw the video for Guns N' Roses' Paradise City, there's a color section and black and white section. The color section's Giant Stadium in New Jersey. Black and white section's Donington. So that was my first concert.
Nice.
It was Aerosmith, Deep Purple, and Guns N' Roses.
Wow.
And that was the show, and it was amazing.
Wait, were you the black and white or the color section?
I was in the color section.
Color section.
That's Giant Stadium.
Which part of the Wizard of Oz were you in?
Lower tier. It was awesome, and that was fantastic.
That's awesome.
Most recent concert, geez.
I mean, we were gonna go see Neil Francis.
We were gonna see Neil Francis at the Fox last week, and that's the terrible thing about Nugsnet is all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, I don't have to leave my couch and I can watch the show that's 20 minutes from my house. Yeah. So that was supposed to be my most recent concert.
We watched.
We'll count it if you want.
Perfect.
The couch shows aren't so bad. So, well, where are you originally from?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
I was born in Manhattan, raised in Jersey, went to school out there. It was part of the New York music scene, which was amazing, in the 90s and early 2000s. And it was an incredible time to be out there. And I was very, very fortunate to be surrounded by so much great music, so many great musicians like in my town and such. So it was beautiful.
That's awesome. And when did you, what inspired you, and when did you pick up an instrument? Was guitar your first one? So
I come from a musical family.
Okay.
My father was a jazz musician, played sax, clarinet, flute, and my mother was a classical pianist. So it was kind of, I was told when I turned 8 years old that I was going to be playing piano for a while. So I started classical piano and did that for a while. And it was one of those things where I didn't seek it out, but it was something I was supposed to do. And I did it for a while and was very grateful for that foundation. But then, as one does in middle school and adolescence, I kept on seeing electric guitar. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah, you saw Guns N' Roses and it was all over.
Oh, pretty much. I mean, the Guns N' Roses followed. Like, actually, it was probably one of the first records I bought on CD. It was Guns N' Roses' Appetite. It was that. It was Van Halen 5150, and I think it was Joe Satriani, Surfing with the Alien.
Sweet.
So
a little bit of guitar in there.
I'm a little guitar centric.
A bit.
And how did you find your way to Colorado?
So, like many, you get to a certain age and then you flee the East Coast, and the rest of my family had fled. And but the truth is, I had family out here. I had, growing up out east, Colorado is like something you only see on TV or movies, right? And coming out here and experiencing the climate and being introduced to skiing and things like that, I was very fortunate. We had family out here, and that's how it started. And I was kind of like, it was kind of an inflection point in our life, and it was kind of like, if I have to, why do I live in this place with a job I don't really enjoy? And I'm just part of the rat race. And I thought, well, wouldn't it be cool to live somewhere I want to live? Yeah. And it's kind of like, what a crazy idea. So my brother actually came out here first, and I was soon thereafter. And it was one of the best decisions I ever made. Cool. Into the Boulder area or Longmont? Yeah, I landed in Broomfield at first. Okay. Because, when you don't know what you're doing, you say, okay, I need the triangle equidistance between Denver, Boulder, and the airport. Yeah, exactly. I was like, when you don't know what you're doing, you end up in Broomfield. And you buy I thought that was what it was going to be. And you buy a house in the peak of the market. Just that kind of thing. Broomfield is great. Broomfield has everything you need. It does. Yeah. Equidistance. It is. The equidistance is huge. It's huge. Every chain. Yeah. Every chain. Exactly. Yeah. Fort Collins, we're a little bit
we're a little bit far away from things like a mall, but all that. Well, awesome. Thanks, Peter. And we have Chris Wright on the drums back there, banging away. Hello.
Hi, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Great, thanks.
Thanks for coming in today.
Yeah.
This is not your first time on Live at Lunch here in the Ginger and Baker studio, right?
No, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is awesome every time.
Yeah, because you're with Antonio Lopez. You
Yes,
played?
sir, yeah.
And have you been in, are you in any other bands?
Yeah.
Yeah? You can name them. You don't have to name them, but you're welcome to.
Okay. Well, Mackenzie Ray and the Buckshot Moon.
Okay.
Playing with those guys actually tonight.
Nice.
And unfortunately, Billy Shaddix moved, but
Yeah.
I play with Chad a lot too.
Yeah, okay.
So
Come in
yes,
pairs.
technically we're still a band, but
we're still in the band.
Just got to go to
the band.
California. That
Relocated.
stinks.
Yeah,
well, he wants us
we
to
miss
come
him.
out there and play.
Yeah.
But the band still lives.
Yeah. Yeah, because he just came out with a fairly new album too, right?
Yes,
He's
he
coming
did.
up with albums left and right.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did.
One or
yeah.
two. a year.
I always wanted to visit his half pipes
skate
slash
ramp.
Theater.
Yeah.
Amphitheater, yeah.
Yeah, I really
So
want
fun.
to.
So
I never
cool.
made it over
Such
there.
Fun shows there.
Is it still there? Can I crash the?
You know it is.
Yeah, if you want to buy a
It's hard to
house
move.
in Lions with a half pipe,
Lions.
It's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what about you? What was your first and last concert?
First concert was Men at Work, Business as Usual tour in Nashville, Grand Ole Opry. They played.
Whoa.
I was pretty young, but I remember a fair amount of it, to be honest with you.
So that was Grand
I
Ole
have no
Opry
memory
at
of my
the
childhood other than that,
Yeah.
to be honest with
Was that
you.
Grand Ole Opry at the Ryman, or was it Grand Ole Opry at the Grand Ole Opry?
Grand Ole Opry. At
Okay.
the Grand Ole Opry,
Anyway,
yeah.
okay.
If that's what I remember.
Yeah.
So that was my first concert, and
That's
that
cool.
was '86.
Okay.
So I was only 10.
Yeah.
And then most recent concert was Toad the Wet Sprocket here in Fort Collins.
Oh, nice, yeah.
They did a 30th annual or 30th reunion tour of their first one of their albums, Dulcinea,
Yeah.
which is one of my favorite albums. And
Yeah, they're great.
That was the most recent.
Good show.
Going
Yeah,
to Soul Coughing tomorrow with Chad.
Oh, cool.
They got a 30th anniversary.
30th anniversary. Oh, there's a lot of 30th anniversaries. I
Lot
just
of
went to the
30th
Dookie 30th
anniversaries.
anniversary. And as I was saying
I feel
earlier, it
old.
makes me feel old. I remember buying the tape and pulling out the big long insert and looking
Yeah.
at all the lyrics.
It was great.
The good old days, 30 years ago,
All
right?
day.
Now you can look at lyrics on Spotify.
Yeah, exactly. Stare at your phone.
Watch it scroll down.
That's what I always say to my kid. Stop looking at your phone. He's like, I'm looking at the lyrics.
Yeah, right.
I'm listening to music.
Fair enough.
Well, where are you from originally?
I'm from upstate New York.
Okay.
I have a very similar story that Peter does.
Nice.
Actually.
Yeah. Where in
from
upstate New York?
From Rochester, New York.
Okay.
And I played a lot in the city and all over the Northeast.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. And very fortunate. Played with some really great players and played some really great venues. And everything's so close there on the Northeast that you
Yeah.
can be in a bunch of different cities, towns, and
Yeah, just a
that
couple
have
hours
music
away.
venue. Yeah, real close.
2-3 hours.
But like every good Northeaster gets sick of the Northeast weather.
Yes.
And you're like, oh my God, it's so sunny here. This is great.
Yeah.
And people are so nice. You're like, shoot. I didn't come out here to go skiing or anything like that.
Yeah.
I came out here to play music.
Nice.
Yeah.
And where did you land when you came out here?
But I lived in Boulder for 2 years
Okay.
and then lived in Denver for 12.
Okay. What year did you arrive in Boulder?
03.
Oh, 3. Okay.
Yeah. And then 05 moved to Denver, and 16 I moved to Longmont.
Okay. Nice.
And here we are,
Awesome.
up to date. Been with these guys for, I think we were just discussing that, almost going on 3 years, I think,
Yeah.
which is short by comparison, but feels long.
Feels
right?
like, yeah. As a family band,
part
as,
of the
as
band
Teresa was
family,
saying.
yeah.
You're a family, so it's a family band now.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thanks, Chris.
You bet,
And
thanks.
We've got Chad Mathis on the bass, and then what we'll do is talk with Chad real quick, and then we'll play some more songs. Then we'll come back, and Teresa and I are going to talk about Boston for the rest of the hour, and 24-hour Tom, and that's what we're going to do. And all right, we've got Chad Mathis on the bass. You also play with Antonio Lopez.
Yes, I do.
And Billy Shaddix. Any other bands you're in?
I also play with Fox Feather.
Oh, yeah, Fox Feather. They're
Yeah.
amazing. You guys are great.
So that's those are the groups in the rotation presently. Yeah.
right now. Awesome.
Yeah.
Got some good crews you're hanging out
Absolutely.
with. Yeah. Your
very-
parents would
very
be
blessed,
proud.
Oh yes, yeah, yeah. No, there's lots of overlapping circles in the kind of the Front Range Boulder County scene
Yeah.
that we all live in. So everybody I play with is close friends, and really couldn't ask for more there. So
Yeah, that's awesome. And how about yourself, your first concert and your last
my
concert?
first concert, my brother took me to see the Foo Fighters.
Ooh, nice.
It was their Color and the Shape tour. I think it must have been maybe 96 or 7 thereabouts at the Fargo Civic. I was probably about 10 years old or so.
Okay.
And then, my latest show was also with Chris, he and Toad the Wet Sprocket.
Sweet.
At Washington's.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good times.
Yeah.
And where are you originally from?
I'm from Western North Dakota.
Okay.
So I have kind of the opposite story to Peter and Chris.
Yeah.
Wide open spaces and cattle ranches and oil fields.
Yeah.
And so I had to kind of squeeze every last musical opportunity I could out of the small town I grew up in. But I did grow up in a very supportive community.
Nice.
Piano was my first instrument, and I grabbed many other instruments during my youth and played around with them. And bass became home
Yeah.
sometime during high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And do you play any other instruments?
Started with piano, guitar. I played trombone in my youth. I haven't touched one in probably about 20 years though.
Nice.
And of course I sing with all the groups that I play with as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great
Sweet.
drum tech too.
Great drum
Yeah,
tech.
he lets me pound the kick drum when we're getting tones
There
in
we
the
go.
studio.
Yeah. That's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And so how did you get here?
So I have a day job with a music tech company.
Okay.
I was after I finished grad school. I found myself in Minneapolis in the Twin Cities, and started working tech support for a music tech company. They happened to relocate to Boulder in 2015, and I came along for the ride. So been here just about a decade. And that's how I came to know Teresa, because we
Nice.
actually were coworkers for a number of years.
Awesome. Really cool.
And another mutual friend, we found out knew Peter from an online guitar community
Yeah.
for years. So once again, these overlapping circles just keep kind of coming up. I thought once I left North Dakota that kind of the small world thing would go away, but I've been proven wrong time and again.
Music communities. Yeah, that's really
which
cool.
is great. I love how my worlds have collided in so many ways.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's amazing how discussing Wayne Krantz on a guitar forum 20 years ago led this all to be here.
This is why we're here
It led
today.
me to get the job with
Yeah.
with Chad, and then us all. Yeah.
That's
It's
awesome.
all crazy.
It's a crazy world, man.
Here we are.
Thank you, Wayne.
And then Chad introduced us to Chris, I think.
Yeah. Awesome.
Or it was Tim. Actually, Tim Ostique. If you know Tim Ostique, he's another great singer songwriter in Longmont. He was,
Okay.
we were like, oh, you're a drummer? Ooh.
Yeah. Have we got a job for you?
I think Antonio was walking in to the party.
Oh, yeah,
And
with
you're like,
Jen.
"Yeah, I'll play," and they're like, Antonio's like, "Oh, there goes half my band."
That's awesome. Well, Teresa Storch Band here on Live at Lunch. You can, of course, if you're listening and you want to watch, you can go to YouTube and hit up KRFC Live at Lunch or RadioVision and follow us there. We are also brand new to podcasting, so anywhere you get your podcast, check out KRFC, RadioVision, KRFC Live at Lunch, and you can find us and download the new episode every week. Super cool. New to podcast, really cool for KRFC. Anyway, let's keep rocking. What song you got next for us? We're gonna do 3 songs now.
All right.
Yeah.
We are going to do Independence Rain. This is one of my favorites.
Independence
I just
Rain.
love playing this song.
All right.
This was a song I wrote back back when I was single and traveling all the time as an artist, as a touring artist. So by myself a lot. So that's where this comes from. This is a strange, strange place. The looming red rock wall looks about to set sail. a desert ocean floor. It's the surface of the moon, while the sky opens up into another world. 'Cause out here everything gets faded in the sun, or faded by your love. You see, I drove back 1,000 extra miles for 2 blissful days. Is this just a passing phase? Is my rate of return worth the risk and everything I've gained? But out here everything, it gets faded in the sun. It's been a long, long time, but I decided to let my independence reign. Yeah, I decided to let my independence reign. This is a solitary life. Still I wonder if we might share the ride. Well, you've got dreams to find, and I'm out here living mine, but I miss security sometimes. I feel more secure just knowing you're out there when it's been a long, long time. I decided let my independence reign. Yeah, I decided to let my independence reign. Let me reign. Let me reign. Let me reign. I feel my fortress crumble at my feet. Does it mean I am losing me? I want 3 things to be clear, brave and true, to say yes when I mean it. I know if I need to, out here in the desert, don't know what to do. Out here everything gets faded in the sun. Yeah, everything it gets faded in the sun, and everything is faded. But I decided to
Teresa Storch Band here on Live at Lunch. And just going to do a little bit of tuning. While they're tuning, you know what? I'll talk about our audio and video team today. They are awesome, as always. On the audio team today, we have Colton Benning and Greg Doris. And video, we have Dan Perez and Eric Delano. And then our intrepid volunteer running some chords and doing some video, Reed Goodwin. And Dan Perez also requested a production credit for audio because he ran a monitor cable for me. So we're going to give him one of those. All right, Teresa Storch Band here. What song do you got coming up for us next?
We're going to play Would I Burn.
All right.
Would I burn like Joan of Arc? Believe my words. No spark or fear of fire could make me denounce them. Could I stand like Dr. King? Believe the vision of my dream. No burning cross, threat of death would take it from me. Would I burn for? Could I draw the racist wrath? Could I stand for anything where I'd feel bullets whizzing past? Would I burn? Could I sit at Gandhi's feet, sit while surrounded by police? Be the change I want to see, simply emanating peace. Could I have Mandela's heart, forgive my captors for their part, call them my equals, while from their prison I am released? But would I burn for? Could I die for my beliefs? And would I be a burning light to point us towards our own release? Skin. It absolves me of my sins, gives me freedom to go where others aren't allowed in. I never had the need to fight. Now I stand up for our rights. Here I am, I demand we stop the spread of fear and lies. It's what I burn for, and I'll stand for my belief that there are things we all can do to make the world at peace. It's what I burn for. Now I'm asking for the proof. We have to have a world today that is based upon the truth. And I will give my life just to do what's right. believe my words. No spark or fear of fire could make me denounce them.
Beautiful. All right, let's do one more. What do you got next?
This is called Ballad of St. Francis. Would sadness go away if I dispelled my greed and gave it all to someone else in need? Could hatred disappear if I planted the seed and gave my love to those who made me bleed? And I'm so tired of this pain. No one understands my need for change. If I walked the pilgrim's path, could I become a saint and give myself completely to restraint? Could I see all my faults as a chance for love, or to make me wise, make me humble enough? And I'm so tired of this pain. No one understands my need for change. If I loved the world enough, could I see the face of God? Could I see the face of God? Could I see the face of God?
Teresa Storch Band on Live at Lunch, coming at you from the Ginger and Baker studio here at KRFC, 88.9 FM, blasting out across the world from Fort Collins. That was the Ballad of St. Francis, and we heard Would I Burn, and started that little set with Independence Rain. And now we're going to talk with Teresa a little bit. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Good.
I'm about to switch guitars.
Welcome.
So I'm
Yeah. Why don't you switch real quick?
Switch now?
Yeah, why don't you do a switch real quick?
Switch real?
Yeah. And, of course, once again, we now have a podcast. So if you're a podcast listener and you want to hear Live at Lunch while you're running or whatever people do when they listen to podcasts, check out wherever you get your podcasts. Look up KRFC Live at Lunch.
Nice.
Follow it, download it, whatever they do with podcasts nowadays,
Yeah.
or the kids are doing.
So it's running whether chasing or being chased.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on, don't chase me yet. I got to put on my podcast.
Yeah, I need to turn on my watch too. I got to get these
Gotta get
miles
gotta get
and
my
my
steps.
steps in.
Yeah.
Funny.
Teresa, what about you while you're tuning? I know it's not always the easiest, but what was your favorite, favorite? What was your first concert and what was your last concert? If you can remember a last concert before the couch concert, too.
What was the last concert before? Okay, you help me remember. Anyway, so they were. I struggle with like what was the actual first concert, because the first concert I just happened upon that that affected me. I was probably like 12, 13 maybe, and we were at the Omaha Home Show. I'm from Omaha, Nebraska, and Debbie Boone was playing. And remember,
Debbie
like, You
Boone.
Light Up My Life and that whole era.
Nice.
So we ended up like wandering into this, and I like there were no seat. Like I sat on the floor, I think, in the front row, and like stared at this sparkly dressed woman, and I was like, whoa, I want to do that. Seriously, it kind of like, I was like, whoa. And but the actual first concert I chose to like buy a ticket to was Modern English.
Okay, that's cool.
At the it was a bowling alley.
Sweet.
It was called Rock and Bowl. God, what was the name of the actual bowling alley?
That's
but anyway,
awesome.
That was the thing. They called it Rock and Bowl. This
Yeah.
concert series they had at the bowling alley.
Were they touring with Men at Work?
Awesome.
No, they were not.
No?
It was
would've-
just Modern English.
Just Modern
I'll
English.
stop the world and melt.
Heck yeah.
that
That's
was-
amazing. Good times. Always good
Yeah.
memories. You know?
Yeah.
Most recent concert. Sorry.
Do you remember?
It dawned on me.
What was
The Billy Shattuck show.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
That was
At the
That was the
Amphitheater.
last, so-
The last Billy Shattuck show.
absolutely. I danced like crazy. I
Nice.
love. So if you, so many people don't know who Billy Shattuck is and should, and
Yeah.
look him up.
He's awesome. Just relocated to LA area?
Just San
From
Diego.
San Diego.
Yeah, these lovely gentlemen
From
have played with him for a
Lions,
long
right?
time. Yeah, he used to live in Lions,
Yeah.
and hopefully he comes back.
I hope so.
Sometime, but check
Tour.
him out.
Heck yeah.
We saw his last show here before moving, and it was so fun.
Awesome.
I just danced my
Heck yeah.
butt off, basically.
And you're from Omaha originally?
I grew up in Omaha.
And when did you start playing music?
It's just such a weird thing.
Yeah.
My music career was very strange. So I took piano lessons like everyone else. I was sort of, and I did clarinet in middle school, and then switched to ballet.
Okay.
I was a ballet dancer with Ballet Omaha and Boulder Ballet
Oh, wow,
when I
nice.
moved out to Colorado for
Wow,
school.
that's really cool.
And my college years actually were spent doing ballet, high school and college. And a couple of years after college, I kept dancing, and then I just started doing where I really had these songs in my head I wanted to create, and started taking voice lessons and guitar lessons. And I played guitar, I think, for a total of 3 months when I was 13.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine wanted to start a band.
Yeah.
So we did this thing.
We did.
I guess I could go back to even like when I was actually a child, between like ages like 8 and 12. I was in this thing called the Sunshine Review. We did this little. We learned show tunes. We did
Sounds
the
fun.
old folks' homes. And my
Yeah,
friend and
that's
I.
cool.
Her dad was a musician. He like
Yeah.
taught us the songs, and he'd play. And my sister joined us, and her friend, and it was hilarious. We were this little dancing and singing troupe. And,
Awesome.
That's probably, I guess, where it started musically.
That's the story. And so when did you we're going to talk about Boston very briefly.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to cut this short.
Sure, I know. We're not going to. We could
not
totally
gonna-
digress for hours.
Exactly. When did you move to Boston then? So you came here for
99.
okay.
So I came here for school,
Okay.
and then after that, when I realized I had actually ended up with a roommate who was from the Boston area and turned me on to all of these amazing artists. Like she had seen Patty Griffin, and Martin Sexton, like in tiny places and
Yeah.
coffee shops and
Hand
stuff.
cab.
The can tab and
Yeah.
on the streets and all that. So in Harvard Square, and so I kind of followed when she moved back to Boston. I sort of followed her, and I was like, I would know one person there at least. I just wanted to be in that scene because I just wanted that inspiration for some reason, and I really wanted to leave this. I don't know. I just wanted to live somewhere where there was diversity and
Yeah.
a
Yeah, there's
subway. I mean,
yeah.
that sounds really crazy, but
No,
when
but
you grow up in
it's-
Omaha and you kind of like
It's
want to
true.
like,
Yeah.
so I lived there for 10 years, and it really
Okay.
that's where my music.
Yeah, and
really,
you're playing in the T there.
Yeah, I played a lot in the
and
subways.
Davis Square.
Davis
where-
Square.
yeah.
I lived outside of Davis for most of my life there. Most of
Nice.
the 10 years.
It's a cool area.
The
over there.
Burren was my home.
Yep, the
You know,
Burren.
The Burren.
I lived right across the street from the Abbey Lounge.
Did you really?
Yeah.
That was one of my first gigs. in
Nice. That was
Boston,
my first
the
real
Abbey.
gig beyond the
See,
All
okay,
Asia.
Stop.
Yeah. All right. We could talk about this forever.
Back when there was
but
smoke.
Yeah. So
Oh,
what,
it was the worst place for like smoke and singing. Oh, anyway, back then.
what brought you back to the Boulder area then?
Well, family. I started
Okay.
touring, and I was always coming out to Colorado. I would avoid the Northeast during the holidays. I would just come here
Yeah.
because a lot of my family is in Colorado
Yeah.
now. So eventually it just seemed smarter to just get I couldn't afford a place to buy anyway in Boston, so my parents helped me get a little condo in Longmont, and I could tour from Longmont and keep touring.
Yeah.
And then I got burned out and decided to go back to get to day job work.
Yeah.
And because I had sort of been part-time work, full-time music, you know, went back to full-time work, and actually ended up being interviewed by this lovely gentleman to my right for a day job. And that's how we met.
That's how the best of both worlds
in Boulder
happened.
at a software company. So
yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's super cool.
Now here we are.
And so you also just had a new album come out in April. Open Your Heart is what it's called, and I believe it's available on all the streaming services. You can probably
Spotify,
purchase it and be
Bandcamp
supported
is where we're
and all that
selling
stuff.
it.
Awesome.
Yeah, Bandcamp. Always love Bandcamp. Some Spotify and Apple Music.
And
check
this
out our
band,
website.
there was a couple other people in the recording session, right?
Yeah, we had a different drummer. Our original drummer was a lovely guy named Travis Moberg, and he is also an
Shout out to
EMT.
Travis.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Shout out to Travis.
Yeah.
Shout out to Travis. We love Travis. And he had twins during the pandemic, so at that point it was just hard to get him to be able to play with us. So that's when we were like, okay, Chad, hey, do you know anyone?
Yeah.
Plays drums, and so
He knows everybody that plays drums.
yeah, he does. And but Travis was great. He's a great drummer. He's a composer. He's in a couple amazing bands, Tiberian Sons, which does video game music live.
Oh, cool. That's
super
fun.
cool. And then I don't know, is he still playing with? Does Dango still play? I don't know.
Yeah,
and then
Dango Rose.
a lovely band called Silva that Peter was in. This is how we met Travis. So
Nice.
Peter was in a band called Silva that our friend Tony Dickinson, who also plays bass with Trans-Siberian Orchestra.
Nice, yeah.
They had a band together. And
Cool.
And Tony was the producer of this record.
Exactly. Yeah. Tony produced Open Your Heart for us,
Awesome.
so.
And that's available, and you're kind of playing shows on the heels of that, just rocking out there. You got a couple shows coming up. October 8th, you got a solo show in Longmont.
Yeah, that's a
at
fun little
Grossenbart Brewery.
It's like a singer-songwriters competition.
Oh, cool. That's awesome.
It's always kind of fun to be in
Good
those.
thing to support.
Yeah.
And then November 1st, full band at Avogadro's Number. This is 2024 for all the people watching this in the future.
Yeah,
November 1st, 2024, full band show.
Down the street.
Teresa Storch Band, right across the railroad tracks there at Avogadro's Number. And well, that's awesome.
Yeah,
you can
we
hear
love
all
all
these
those.
songs and more. And we got about, looks like about 13, 14 minutes. One other thing before we start, and kind of we'll wrap up with some more music here. I'm going to let you just take it out. But something exciting has happened with the new album, too. You got on some charts and some playlists. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so we were on the jambands.com radio chart for 3 or 4 months on the top 20.
That's
Which was
amazing.
pretty amazing to be on, with like Fish and Ani DeFranco and Joe Bonamassa, and it's just really eclectic. Tedeschi Trucks.
Yeah.
Some of the people we really, really love, and so we Relics magazine runs that
Okay.
site and that radio playlist or whatever chart, and reached out, and they're going to put us on a new artist playlist.
Sweet.
You can find us through, I think it's through Relics magazine, that you can find. Look for their new artist playlist for October, I believe.
Spotify.
End of September, early October, we'll be out.
Super cool. Well, congratulations on that. That's really exciting.
Yeah, we're
Awesome.
psyched.
Yeah.
So hopefully
Let's
get
open
some
your
new
heart.
listeners to our Spotify.
Heck yeah.
It's great. Any kind of promotion's amazing,
Yeah, exactly.
They have a pretty big listening, following. So.
Yeah. Awesome. Open Your Heart. New album just out a few months ago. Available to listen to. Why don't we wrap up the hour? We got about 12 minutes or so. Why don't you wrap up the hour with a few songs for us?
Which two should we do? Should we do This is the Time and Open Your Heart? Try to do all three?
Yeah, you can do it. Do all three.
Okay.
This is Live at Lunch with Teresa Storch Band on KRFC. Of course, streaming on krfcfm.org. And if you're listening to it and you want to see this fabulous band, you can go to YouTube and find the KRFC YouTube page, KRFC RadioVision, Live at Lunch. Put it in the search box. You find us, follow us. It's a lot of fun. Always something new coming out. And we put out a few of these songs a few times a week, so check it out.
All right. This is the time? Yeah. Make sure we're doing the rest. There comes a time in each generation, time to take a pause, to think and to feel. My soul is asking me just to listen. It's time to find out what's real. Voters are standing in lines now. People on street corners holding up signs. My soul is reaching out, trying to find truth from the lies, truth from the lies. 'Cause this is the time, turning around now. This is the time, holding our ground. This is the time, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. 'Cause this is the time when history's made. A worried young mother soothing a child. Elected officials spewing out lies. The media outlets are towing their lines, assuring us all that this is the time. This is the time, turning around now. This is the time, holding our ground. This is the time, but don't be afraid, don't be afraid. 'Cause this is the time when history's made. What do you want to create? What are you willing to break? Burn it to ashes, then we will build back after the fire. This is the time. There comes a time to wake from illusion. There comes a time to break from the past. My soul is waiting, it's bearing witness. This is the time to forge a new path. 'Cause people are standing up, speaking their minds now. People are changing their lives. People are coming, it's a rising new tide. They're being the light, 'cause this is the time. This is the time, turning around now. This is the time, holding our ground. This is the time, don't be afraid, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. This is the time, go toward the light now. This is the time, to stand up and fight. This is the time, don't be afraid, don't be afraid. This is the time when history's made.
Teresa Storch
Go
Band.
into the next one. Or
Yeah, go right into it. Hit it.
I spend years trying to figure it out. If you love me without a doubt, you tell me everything was fine. Something lurked behind your eyes. When she called you on the phone, your voice would change its tone. You tell her everything was fine. I heard the truth behind your lies. Now that you're gone, I know we're on way too long. I admit you're the best I had. Still I'm glad. It feels so good to feel so bad. All the nights I was on my own, I made plans to take you down. I tell that lurked behind my eyes. Now that you're gone, I know it went on way too long. I admit I'm the best I had. Still I'm glad it feels so good. It feels so bad. Feels so bad. And all those years I excused your behavior, 'cause I believed you'd be my savior. And now I can see it's always been up to you. Now that you're gone, I know it went on way too long. I admit you're the best I had. Still I'm glad it feels so good. Now that you're gone, I know it went on way too long. I admit you're the best I had. Still I'm glad it feels so good. Feels so bad. Feels so bad. Feels so bad. Feels so bad.
Teresa Storch Band here on Live at Lunch. Thanks everybody for listening. Thank you to the Teresa Storch Band for coming in and hanging out with us today. It's been a lovely time.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, let's hear one more song. What do you got?
This is Open Your Heart, title track.
Nice.
Everything's a mess. Who knows what could happen next? I will be here, I will be free. You cannot touch me. People out there stoking the flames. I won't play a part, I won't play their game. Put on my money and write down my name. It's been said a million times, a million ways, thousands of years. From the Bible to the Torah, the Quran, they made it clear. The way the truth would never break for your fears. Open your heart so you can hear. This is craziness, also a catalyst. It takes a crisis, no options left to make people see. We walk through a fire, it tempers like steel, making us stronger, willing to live by our beliefs. It's been said a million times, a million ways, for thousands of years. From the Bible to the Torah, the Quran, they made it clear. The way the truth would never break for your fear. Open your heart so you can hear. history makes. 'Cause progress is made, wealth is obtained, but things always change. And whole countries full of sheer economic weights, leaving behind a world to learn from our mistakes. This man said a million times, a million ways for thousands of years. From the Bible to the Torah, the Quran, they made it clear. This man said a million times, a million ways. Just look in your mirror. From your mother, your brother, and your losers made it clear. The way the truth would never break for your fear. Open your heart so you can hear. So you can hear. So you can hear.
Thank you for listening to Live at Lunch, and thank you to the Music District here in the heart of Fort Collins, Colorado. Live at Lunch is produced by KRFC 88.9 FM in the Ginger and Baker studio. If you'd like to appear on Live at Lunch, email our music director, David Vosick, at david@krfcfm.org.